Hi, Hearties. It's Marg Stark.
This
You
is
want-
Dawn Bateman.
There you go. We're here. We just are gathered on a Sunday afternoon, and we have some thoughts that we want to share from the Hearties about the poster that we have for season 11, as well as a few other little tidbits here and there that have leaked out or been released that are giving us hints for season 11,
Yeah. There's so
right?
yeah, well, we've seen a lot. Well, no, not a lot. We infer a lot
Yes,
with
right.
what we have. I mean, we're talking about 6 weeks before, maybe 5 to go
Yeah, the
to.
poster came out end of January, so
Yeah, so
we've had a lot of time
we just
to
want to
sit
kind of
with
look
these.
at it and see. We were looking through the comments in the Facebook page. We looked at the Instagram page, and we want to kind of reflect of what our Hearties are thinking,
What they're
and
talking about.
yeah, what's going on, and yeah, we're gonna see our first episode. What? Yeah.
April 7 coming up in 6 weeks, so it is
So
quickly approaching. So we can obsess over these details for just a
yeah,
little while longer.
exactly.
All
Perfect.
right. So every year, When Calls the Heart has a theatrical release poster that kind of gets us very excited. It is created by the Hallmark marketing team. We know from past conversations that we've had with our writers and with our producers that it is not necessarily something that the production team has any, say over. So this year,
Always to say it's
uh,
always a surprise.
it's always a surprise.
Always a
And this
surprise.
year, it was particularly a
Yeah,
surprise.
exactly. Well, the thing is, we've talked about that, together about the posters going through all of these seasons, and it was all about the ensemble cast, and then
Yeah. So let's talk about that first, the
yeah,
evolution of the poster, because
yeah,
this poster, this year's and last year's represent a little bit of a departure from the previous 9 seasons that we've had of the show.
right,
So
right.
initially, the very first poster for When Calls the Heart's first season featured um, Aaron, Dan, and Lori. It was the principal cast, the main members. It started out with 3.
Right.
Then 2, they added Jack Wagner. So then you have, from a marketing perspective, Lori Loughlin and Jack Wagner are, big names,
Names, yeah,
that would appeal and draw an audience in.
yeah.
And then from there, it just kind of kept growing in terms of its ensemble
It was. It's just
representation.
like all of the principals and some of the
Yeah, sometimes even additional
yeah,
actors,
yeah.
Elizabeth
Well,
had a
then we have
child, you have a baby, you have,
to say we
yeah,
have Rosemary and Lee. We have, I mean, there was just a lot.
yes,
And then all
exactly.
of a sudden, season 9, and
So
then we
season,
whoop,
so maybe season 9 was when it
this is
began to
the first
turn
time we did not see um
the
a
a
ensemble.
fuller ensemble.
Yeah,
So season 9, if you'll recall, was Lucas and Elizabeth in the forefront, and then it was Nathan and Sue in the background.
right.
And boy, was that a red herring, because we all thought, oh,
Yeah, exactly. So I think that's really an interesting comment, though, because we never know what this situation is with a poster. I mean,
yeah,
we can infer. So as we talked about this season 11 poster,
yes, right.
I don't know. I mean, we've not seen anything for season 11. We just know what it looks like. And so we are, but because
Right.
even last year, that was just a really, I mean, that was like a graphic depiction of something that we've never seen before. And it was, some of the people are like, oh, this is interesting. What is it? And is she has a tear or not? The whole
Oh,
conversation
you're talking about okay, yes,
last year.
last year, as you'll
Yeah,
recall, it was Hope Valley's
yeah,
Schoolhouse Church with
yeah.
Elizabeth's
I think
face
that
juxtaposed on it, but there was maybe a
yeah, so there was a
tear.
lot of conversation in our Facebook page too about is it a tear or no? And so after the season was done, we think that there is a tear. I think I would.
Yeah, right.
But,
Now we
but
think
the
that
idea
graphic
that
artist placed a
it
tear
was,
there.
yeah, so the her head in a Hope Valley in her mind. That I think that
Ah,
the concentration of that. Um,
okay.
so
So
I didn't
the
realize that.
potential downfall of Hope Valley, potential loss of Hope Valley because of the water crisis and
Exactly, but we
and
didn't
her
know.
own inner
Yeah,
turmoil.
yeah,
Yeah, so last year, so season 9 was the 4, and then last year was just Elizabeth. And for those of us who really consider this an ensemble show, you know,
that was hard. I
it was
mean,
hard. I
it's
think it was
definitely hard.
hard
Yeah,
last year.
yeah. I'm just
And
like,
Hallmark subsequently then released all of the individual photos of the
right.
principal actors so
Mhm.
that it was a little bit more, acknowledging all of those
Sure.
contributions. We have such a talented
Yeah,
cast, and we have gotten to see a few little things are dropping.
yeah, I
And
know.
yeah,
So excited.
so this year is it's a s- it's a stunning poster. I
Yeah,
mean, I mean, the graphic artists challenge to create an ensemble poster is not easy. I mean, that it's hard to create a really compelling
a lot of people.
ensemble,
A lot of
yeah.
people do
But
that.
and so this, regardless of how you feel about this couple at the very center of it, it's just a stunning or visually arresting
Yeah, there's
image.
just a lot of people that were commenting about like a book cover, like
Yes.
something about Jeanette Oaks,
Many Hardy's thinking it's reminiscent of
things like
Jeanette
that.
Oaks covers.
So
Yes.
and we see Nathan in his civvies
Yeah.
and well Elizabeth, new hairdo, new
Yes.
line.
Yes.
So there's just a lot to
We're going
kind
to talk about all of that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So those are the
Um
things that we
yeah, so I guess yeah, I think that it does have a kind of a romance novel cover feeling, or I mean, Jeanette Oak is a Christian romance author, so it's certainly it's not a Nathan doesn't have really long hair and isn't on a white steed,
well,
drawing his
we're
sword or
only just
whatever.
so fans.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it hasn't gone in that direction.
Yeah,
But and they're tentative with each other. Let's move into talking about the couple and all of that. So, of course, this is a hard image for fans of Lucas's who are still getting over this
yeah.
breakup.
I think that's the hard part of well, I don't know, even just any show that has a principal relationship, yeah, that's hard. That's hard.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
but
And what's funny is that we know from the writers that they said that, any transition from being friends, which is where the writers insist they are now, to an eventual romance, that they're going to take this quite slowly. Well, Hallmark was like, we're not taking it slowly at
and I
all.
think that's part of the surprise. It's a part of the
Right.
idea that Hallmark's doing their
They're doing their thing.
rules
Yeah.
and things like that. So, we were surprised, truly, in the Facebook page, and the admins is like, "Wow, okay, well, that's where we're going."
Yeah.
We knew that they, even up with our heart to hearties conversations, I know
Yes.
that there was some conversations with uh, Lindsay about it, and then
And
even
Brian.
Erin
Yes.
had another. It was not our interview, but she was
Right. Aaron's
really
interview with Edify, I
it
think.
is. It's where we're going, and
Yes, it's clearly where we're going.
yeah,
And to be fair, Nathan fans are like, slowly. We've been waiting for 3 years, like how much more slowly?
yeah,
He's had so many misfires with
yeah,
Mason, with
yeah.
Faith, with,
I'm
whatever. Like
forward to
it,
finding
it
out if he gets his foot in the right place. Sometimes he was
out of
like,
his mouth,
munching
into
his
a door.
foot.
Yes,
So yeah,
love
it'll be
it.
interesting about that one. And
Yeah, yeah. It has a very I've seen a number of Hearties say it has that kind of love comes softly
Yeah,
feeling
I
to
saw
it.
that in a
Yeah, it
conversation. Yeah,
really
I saw
feels,
that. Yeah, they were talking about that. And that,
yeah,
just and people are, the palette in the poster itself, you talk about the pinks. Well, that is Elizabeth's principal what's the word?
yeah, no, that's one of the colors that I think Barbara really loves
Yeah,
to put
but
on
all the
her.
I mean, she does a lot of blush, pinks,
Yes,
things like
right.
that,
The
or
ivory and the
blues, things like
yes,
that. But
yeah.
as part of the signature color, that's what I was.
Yeah, and okay, so let's talk about her haircut. Let's talk about the hemline. It's gone up a little bit. We're clearly in the 1920s.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, so and it's almost like, I mean, we talk about in our group historical what's the word?
accuracy.
Is not always like in the storyline. So like we didn't do anything with the Spanish flu,
Correct.
which was 1918. So that was 2 years ago, something like that. Um,
Yeah, I mean, what's funny to me, I just, it was post season 8, was it 9 when Nathan came back with the mustache that was
yeah,
the reaction to the breakup? Well, so
yeah,
okay, so here we have, Elizabeth's hair is getting shorter as a reaction to and then this past week, Super Channel ran this very fast
yeah,
little teaser trailer, and some of us got to glimpse that. And it looks like Lucas's hair is longer. So it's
yeah,
like everyone is having a
yeah.
post breakup hair reaction.
Now that particular scene, though, he has a mic. You can see it in the
Yes.
bottom of the picture, and so I don't know. It sounds like he is telecasting or radio
Broadcasting, yes.
broadcasting. There
He
you go.
almost sounds like a carnival barker. I mean, it's like he's proclaiming
Yeah,
some big
so
event or
what do you think
something that's
about
going to
that?
draw a lot of people. And
Yeah,
then in a previous, again, tiny little snapshot of a scene, you do see Elizabeth by his bedside and he has a bandage around his head. So one of the admins was like, well, maybe his hair is longer because he's been recuperating for so long and he just like let it, I
who
don't know, but it looked a little
knows?
slicked back, kind of.
Yeah, so that's the whole thing though, you talk about the time jump, and someone was saying it's not a lot between season 10 and season 11. So, I mean, we've had a conversation with, I
We
think,
did. We talked to Lindsay,
yeah.
and I
So,
don't think she pinned it down, but she did not give us the
yeah,
impression it was a very big time jump. We have seen the picture that was released of Goldie that
yeah,
Pascal released, where Goldie is walking. So she's a wonder child.
yeah.
Let's just give her that. So
She
whatever time jump
grew up
occurs, Goldie's
really,
walking.
really
Goldie is
fast.
walking.
Like, yeah.
Well, and Lucas's hair has clearly grown very quickly, and Elizabeth's is like chop chop. So
Yeah,
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 everyone's having reactions to the breakup, and it's just, yeah, it's funny to me to think back on that mustache too. Uh,
yeah.
Thematically, the poster, I mean, that's one of the most beautiful aspects to it, but I can't help but see that there is a big emphasis on the outdoors and
Hmm.
on, you have the sun rising behind them in the mountains.
And we've
So what do
seen
you
that
think
with
that's
the,
about?
I was gonna say, well, we've seen that with the first trailer. I mean, she was
Yes.
outside. It's all spring, new
Yes.
day, new whatever. I mean, again, you think about it though. Season 10 was, I mean, Hope Valley was in the brink, and then all of
Yes.
a sudden Lucas,
Right.
you know, did the divide. He was the bridge. So
Right.
now we
Yeah.
have
So that's what I find really
Hope Valley
funny is
is
that
it.
everybody's like, Lucas isn't in the poster. I was like, do you see the verdant green everywhere in this poster? Like none of this would
Everywhere.
exist. He's everywhere in this
Yeah,
poster.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean his influence is such that Hope Valley is alive,
yeah,
and this romance is prospering in a town and in an area that is
yeah. Yes.
alive with this
I think
incredible.
it's just a lot of because the bright colors, the pastels, and we are launching in April.
Yeah.
It's just like it's springtime.
They're really leaning into that
That
spring.
something that is probably thematic. Uh, so who knows
Yeah,
what
and
the Easter egg is,
The
but
Hardys said that it feels like, to communicate a new day, a
mm,
new start, a fresh start,
right,
all of that.
yeah,
And that is, this weekend we saw a tiny little clip of Rosemary out in like a kerchief or something beating a rug, and she's talking about,
yeah,
spring and the fresh start of spring or whatever. So,
yeah, and that's
yeah. Well,
there's there's not
I
a lot.
saw a couple Hardys say, and to me, it had a very Sound of Music kind of
Oh
feeling.
yeah, yeah, I saw that in some of our comments, and even
Yeah, and the
Kevin
fact
Kevin
that
said
we
that.
have heard from Lindsay and we heard from Kevin McGarry both that
Yeah,
I think one other person said there's music in
yeah, I
this
think, yeah, in
season.
the conversation with Kevin for
Oh,
sure.
and wait, also with Ben.
Yes,
Um,
yes,
yes, with Ben
yeah,
and Amanda. So we've
yeah,
had three different folks speak to the music. So
yeah,
maybe maybe they were trying to evoke
yeah,
that too.
yeah. So yeah,
But it is a choice, obviously, that graphic designer made not to put anybody in the
no,
background. The
yeah,
focus is clearly on
yeah.
this
But I think this
relationship.
one is the most uncomplicated
Yes.
because it's so simple.
Except
Um,
that we know
yeah,
that nothing
it's
about
not.
this romance has been uncomplicated.
Yeah, no. Well, that's the whole thing. And unless you watch the show, yes, that's complicated. But just in the poster is just like,
I
well,
gotcha.
I mean,
Okay.
yeah. So
Right. They're hooking new people to think that this is going to be a completely smooth sailing,
yeah,
oh, new
good for you
day.
all. Yeah, good luck with that one.
They may
Oh,
discover that there's a few more ups and downs ahead,
yeah. Well,
mountains. The only other photos that have been released are those ones that were in the saloon, uh,
yeah.
which
So,
are
so there was two pictures. So we have the one for ET, and the other
correct.
that we had an exclusive for our
Yes,
group. And
correct.
it's the same scene. So one
We
was for
think so.
Rosemary and Lee. So they are saying they're doing this the same outfits in the same location. So I think it's the same scene. But
Yes.
the one that was from ET, there's a lot of cast. Well,
Yeah, so
who
it's
else is there?
Minnie, Hickam, Flo, uh, Nathan, Bill, uh, it
Rosemary and
and
Lee.
they're all looking towards the door like
Yeah,
expectantly. I
but
wouldn't
there's
say
no Lucas and there's
no
no
Elizabeth
Elizabeth. And I'm like, so who is coming
and
into
no Joseph. No, I mean there's a
all of
lot of
that?
people missing,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
then when you look at the same scene shot of Lee and Rosemary, there's other people behind them. So there's clearly
I think
even
it's
more of
like
the
a game
town
room.
from
Yeah,
the other side.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So it's almost like Hope Valley is
Gathered.
kind of, yeah, gathered. That's a good one for whoever is, we are either welcoming someone or we're just waiting for Elizabeth to talk to
Is
everyone. So
this
what's the update?
Lucas making his recovery and arriving back?
Yeah. So we didn't know in the finale, we knew something that was not
We
great
Yeah,
with
something
Lucas.
didn't go well. Yeah.
So we know that he's injured somewhere.
There's a head wound.
So who knows where that is or what we will see in the
Yeah.
beginning of it. But I think even Chris said that is resolved really early in the first episode. So we'll
Okay.
know that, so tune in.
In terms of the saloon and the arrival, what else do
Well,
you think it
I
could
think it's
be? You
it
think it's
has
that?
to be even an update or an arrival for someone from Capital City, or because this is
Couldn't it be, I don't know, an arrest of somebody, or it could be a, I don't
Mm.
know. They don't look upset though. It looks
Yeah,
like
no. Uh, is Nathan in his civvies or
he's
his
in his civvies. Yeah, he's dressed
yeah,
down.
he's not in a official
Mm-mm,
capacity
no,
there as well.
no.
So I don't, that is to me, I'm
It
thinking it's
well, I mean, could it be the arrival of the choir, or I don't know. I don't know.
who's the choir?
I don't know. I'm just Minnie's in there. She's the director of the choir.
Just
We
looking
know
for
there's music in the
some
season.
grapefruits.
Right, manna from heaven. Give it to me. Give it to me now. I want
Yeah,
answers.
who knows? I mean, it'll be an interesting, thing that
Or we have this potential investigation that's going to occur that Rosemary and Bill are going to work together
yeah,
on.
that was the where did we hear
That
that?
was revealed, maybe as part of the ET, I think, press release. Where did we hear that? I don't know. It was part of an official release somewhere. And so, I mean, maybe it's an arrival of a surprise guest or another dignitary or something. I
Mhm.
don't know that would draw a lot of people to the saloon.
Yeah, so some of the pictures that we've never seen or we don't have anything,
Yes.
but with
That we make up in our mind. Is that what you're
yes,
trying to say?
exactly. So what about the Canfields? So I'm
Ooh,
like, what's going on? Because, what will their story kind of
well,
go
yeah.
through? I mean, there's just, and you talk about the new beginnings, like,
Yes,
there's just
his
a lot
full-time
of
ministry,
transition.
and Lindsay did indicate that I think, am I making this up? I think she said that he has a pretty significant storyline
Yes, I
this
think that
season.
she said that.
And it
Yes.
is interesting that Manny's in that photo and Joseph isn't. So that could also
So
be,
that's and the other thing is Henry. Did you see Henry in that one? I don't remember.
I don't think so.
I
No,
didn't. Yeah,
no,
so
I don't think so. So
those
Henry could be coming in with Abigail. We could hope.
I know.
We could
I
hope. We
know.
could hope.
Oh man. That's another topic
That
for
would be
another
another
day, but
secret, another day.
yeah.
Well, that I think probably wraps up everything that we could speculate on with the
I know.
poster. Have we forgotten any of the little tidbits that we've seen? I don't think
No, I mean
so.
that's and you know what? If you've seen this video, let us know. I mean, we're looking at your comments and making sure
Yes.
that we represent everything that we hear from you. It's not just our perception. It's all about we're all
Yeah.
friends. And so
Yeah.
we would love to just speculate with you as well. So write in or whatever.
Yeah.
We'll
Follow us on YouTube, follow us on, in our Facebook group. And we want to hear your reactions. We want to hear your speculations and predictions. And we look forward to seeing you April 7th, for the new season of When Calls the
all
Heart.
right.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.